The hall stayed quiet long after Evren was led away. The nobles didn't cheer anymore. They stood still, unsure if what they'd just seen was mercy or something far worse. Back on the throne, Emperor Kael sat again, elbows on the armrests, fingers steepled in front of his mouth. His eyes weren't on the crowd. They were still on the place where Evren had been kneeling. Lady Saran stepped forward from the side of the hall. She was tall, sharp-faced, dressed in gray and gold. Her tone stayed calm, but her eyes were cold. "You should have killed him." Kael didn't answer. "The court expects blood," she continued. "That boy is the last living piece of a dead kingdom. Keeping him alive makes you look weak." Kael finally looked at her. "Does it?" She pressed her lips together but said nothing else. Kael rose again. Without a word, he walked out of the throne room, robes trailing behind him. Meanwhile, Evren was marched through the inner halls of the palace. The guards didn't speak to him. They didn't touch him unless they had to. He could feel their fear, even though he was the one in chains. The halls were wide and filled with light. White walls, gold columns, soft carpets. Painted ceilings with scenes of fire and war. It was beautiful, but it made his stomach turn. Every stone, every carved window, every perfect garden outside was paid for with blood. His people's blood, and Kael had given him a room in the middle of it. They reached a tall wooden door. One guard unlocked it, stepped aside, and said stiffly, "This is yours." Then they left him there, alone. Evren stood in the doorway for a moment before stepping inside. It wasn't a prison cell. It was large. Quiet, clean. A high ceiling, silk curtains, polished floors, a table with a bowl of fruit, a robe folded on the bed. And right in the center, leaning against the wall, was a tall silver mirror. Evren walked up to it slowly. He stared at his reflection. Pale skin, hollow eyes. His golden hair was tangled and dull, dirt across his jaw, the collar still locked around his neck. He reached up and unclipped the brooch on his chest, the only piece of Varillian jewelry he had left. A tiny lion made of bronze. He set it gently on the table beside the mirror. It looked small there, like it belonged to someone else now. Evren looked back at himself. His lips didn't move, but in his mind, the words were loud. "I will burn this place to the ground. I'll start with the man who gave me a mirror instead of a grave." The next morning, the court was buzzing. Every hallway in the palace echoed with quiet voices. Servants, nobles, advisors, they all asked the same question. Why didn't Kael kill him? Some said it was a trap. Others said it was weakness. A few whispered that Kael was bored, and keeping Evren alive would give him something to toy with. No one believed it was kindness, and Kael didn't explain. He stayed silent, but his message was already spreading. The war is over. Varillia has no king.